let's see how this goes down. It's an Aussie, Chaz Mostert, up against Sebastien Loeb. Thanks for your time. Keep cheering for Chaz.
We will, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Molly Taylor with Scott McKinnon. Well, we know what side she's on, of course, backing the Aussie. But this is a huge task for Chaz Mostert. Everything this guy has achieved in his career, he's now got to beat Sebastien Loeb to win the Race of Champions in Sydney. Here we go, the final underway. 25,000 in the house. They're all cheering for one man. History made either way in 2 or potentially 3 races. Loeb in the white buggy, Mostert in the orange. Here's Chaz. Smooth and controlled and calm as he always is behind the wheel. It'll be Loeb with a handy little margin at the end of the first stage of the lap. This is going to have to be a massive finish from Mostert to drag Sebastien Loeb back. But if he loses this, there's still an opportunity. A little touch of the wall for Loeb. He glanced the barrier in front of the Kathy Freeman stand. Does it make a difference? Is there a price to pay for that? Does it open the door for Chaz? It might open the door for Chaz. He's going to be on the outside, but it's not going to be quite enough. And it's Loeb. Sebastien Loeb, 1, Chaz 0. Potentially 2 races still to come. And as efficient and precise and professional and unbelievable as always for Sebastien Loeb.
How much did he move that barrier, Krause?
That's a good point. We'll take anything at the moment. They'll only penalise if it was an advantage gained. As we have a look at this, amazing car control from the French world champion. And that's the slide under the bridge. These cars just scrape under there. They sit quite high. Crosses the line at almost 120 k's an hour. Imagine being that passenger getting to do that alongside this guy. It's 1-0 to the Frenchman. Can't speak enough of the atmosphere that's been created here in the stadium for this unique event. It's been so special to have it here in Sydney. It has been a remarkable show. I'll tell you what, if there's ever a case for motorsport being in the Olympics, this is the format you take. The Nations Cup last night was spectacular. Chazzy's trying to get them fired up here in Sydney. He's the ultimate showman, and it's working. Brody's on the task as well. This is great theatre. And they sit and wait and just stew in these rallycross cars for a few more minutes.
Well, speaking of the Olympics, Chaz is an Aussie who's actually good at braking, and he's on the inside line in the white rallycross car. It's Sebastien Loeb on the outside in the orange.
History awaits in Sydney one way or the other. Does it go to a tie-break or is it decided now? Mostert versus Loeb in the final of Race of Champions. Big jump for Chaz. Gets it stopped, gets it turned. Line perfect. And he'll take a handy little lead halfway through the final. Must win this, Chaz. Must win this to take it to a tie-break. He's got a pretty handy lead. But you will never rule out Sebastien Loeb. Chaz with it all to do. Nothing in it as they go over the bridge. Maybe Loeb by a nose. It's going to be so close when they get to the line. Is it history or is it a tiebreaker? Loeb marginally in front. Final corner. Dig, Chaz, dig. But it's history in the making. 5 times a champion. Sebastien Loeb is the best there's ever been. Sebastien Loeb wins the 2025 Race of Champions. He is the champion of all of them. And 25,000 at a core stadium have seen history unfold. But we should be so proud of Chaz Mostert because he came within a 1/10 of a second. Five Race of Champions victories for Sebastien Loeb. What a race to do it as well. Pushed all the way.
Sebastien Loeb, you have done a mighty night in the Nations Cup last night, and you do it on the Saturday.
There's Chaz. He's leaping this car back. He executed some very smoky donuts just in front of the scoreboard over in turn one. He's got every right to be massively proud of what he's achieved this weekend.
As he should be. A last-minute call-up. And what a night he had tonight. He beat Bottas, Busch, Sebastian Vettel, Will Brown, but in the end, couldn't beat this man, Sebastien Loeb.
And this was a race that just encapsulated the entire event. Utterly, utterly spectacular the whole way through. And Chaz said he never jumped a car before he got in these rallycross machines, and he launched them as hard as anyone. And ultimately, it was a 1/10 of a second, 1/10 of a second between taking it to a tiebreaker and Sebastien Loeb on the left getting the win.
What a privilege, Krause. We've seen the best in the world down under, and we're going to see it all again next week at the Australian Grand Prix. This is Christmas for motorsport fans.
Can we get Loeb in an F1 car? He's won races in sports cars and World Touring Car Championship competition. You'd half expect to put him in an F1 car and be good. And there he is. And the reception from this crowd was outstanding, regardless of the fact that he beat an Aussie. Chazzy's on the mic here in the stadium, getting them fired up. Well, these are remarkable scenes. You don't often experience this kind of interaction in motorsport in this part of the world, in front of a packed house, and an unbelievable atmosphere, and what a final it was.
Sebastien, you are the champion of champions for the 5th time. That is an all-time record. Congratulations. How are you feeling right now?
I feel really happy and proud for that. It was an amazing weekend. We won the Nation Cup yesterday with Victor, who was amazingly fast, and today to be able to reach the final and to win it was just an amazing moment. Honestly, yesterday after the victory in Nation Cup, it was like a relief for me, and I said, tomorrow no pressure, just push, and it worked.
How much fun were you having out there? Because this stadium's been electric as well, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. We hear the crowds, not in this car, but in the Polaris and the other car, we hear it during we drive. So it's an amazing atmosphere. I had some support from the public, I think, and so that was great.
You always know the competition is going to be fierce at Race of Champions, but how impressed have you been with the likes of the supercar guys as well?
Yeah, it was really impressive. This year it was really tight between the drivers, the supercar drivers, the racing drivers. It was some surprises, Molly beating Christopherson. So it was an amazing weekend, and yeah, we won at the end. That's the most important.
Enjoy the celebrations. Pleasure to watch you drive, Seb.
Pleasure to watch him drive. Rosanna Tennant speaking to Sebastien Loeb, who wins his 5th Race of Champions and moves clear of some of the greats in the sport to do so. That was the landing on his run to the flag, jumping the FC2 Rallycross car. Really pleased they got rid of that chicane yesterday over the bridge for these cars in particular, because it's let them loose. And massive congratulations to the team that has put this on, both the International Race of Champions team, but the local people that have got behind it. John Modista and his company, who built this track in a week. 4,500 tonnes of asphalt and road base. The Tech Pro barriers that went into it. The team here at Accor Stadium, who have helped put on such a great show. What an unbelievable show. We have seen the best of the best go to work, and in the end, Scotty McKinnon, the best of the best, comes out on top.
Meant to be here, and you have just played a huge part in the final against Sebastien Loeb. Wowee! How are you doing right now?
Yeah, absolutely buzzing. So
Yes, this is so unique to anything I've ever done before, such like a tight stadium circuit and with these rallycross cars and four-wheel drive cars and so many other different disciplines. But I've had an absolute ball. The goal was just to see if I could be lucky enough to get out of the first group, and I can't believe I made it all the way to the final. But I knew I was going to be up against it. You know, Seb Loeb, he's obviously one of the best race car drivers in the world, especially at this discipline as well. So I don't know how close that last one was, but I was pretty happy that it wasn't a straight length away. The Polaris was a lot of fun too, but he is one fantastic driver and just absolutely honoured to be on the same tarmac with him tonight.
And of course, you've gone up against another Seb, Sebastian Vettel, this evening and came off the winner. You must be so proud of yourself leaving Sydney this evening.
Yeah, look, it's obviously super stoked to be here. I must definitely say I have a bit of a heavy heart leaving home and my beautiful family. It was such a tough time with the cyclone coming through, but I just wanted to race really hard and make this trip worthwhile for them letting me come. So yeah, we don't have any power at home at the moment. I can't get any communication with my family, but they're all safe. But yeah, everyone's doing it pretty tough in Queensland at the moment.
Well, hopefully they can watch it back. The people here were lucky enough to see you race this evening. They were on their feet. The crowd have been incredible, haven't they?
They've been awesome, and you know, there's a lot of us supercar drivers competed in this event, which was fantastic, and we really felt like we're the hometown favourites. So thank you so much to all the Aussie fans for coming out and making this event what it was. It was such a unique experience to have Rock in Sydney. We'd love to have it back, but I think there's a few other places that will probably have to go to before it comes back. But I hope I get an invite next year. We've been a lot of fun this year.
It's in the post already, Chaz. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well, how good is that for Chaz Mostert? Never before has he got air in a supercar, but I tell you what, he was flying tonight. Just outstanding stuff. He took down some huge names. Kurt Busch, Sebastian Vettel, who was on that trophy multiple times. He just could not get it done over the man who has dominated the race of champions, and that is Sebastien Loeb. 9 times he is a World Rally Champion. 5 times he is the Race of Champion of Champions. A lot of champions in there, but that's what we have seen tonight. 20 of the very best in the world. It has been sensational fun, I tell you what, over these 2 nights, and we are just getting warmed up.